It's just very it's very intense for me right now because it's weird because very cool people think I'm cool and I don't think that's cool, though I do. I feel it's a huge responsibility. And what I want to push is kindness and patience and being a man and woman of your word and the long game and creating quality. I have a moment right now that's going to continue to grow. I don't think it's going away tomorrow. I have a 3, 7, 9 year moment where I have a chance to make a real impact. Because if I can make 16-year-old guys good men, well, then I can change the world. Like, if you think about it, like, if I can take an entire generation right now of 16 to 20-year-olds who think I'm rad, and boy, are there a lot, and I can make my virtues that my mom instilled in me, that I was born with, that who I am, like, I like that the world's melting where bad guys are getting exposed that look successful because I don't harass women. Like, I don't suppress women leaders in my company. Like, I'm doing the right, like, I want the other thing to be cool. This is a special time. And I feel a lot of responsibility. So I'm just very, now listen, some people like Lamborghinis and like fast cars, and that's okay. It's not okay when you take pictures of a big stack of cash. Like, you know, I don't know. Yeah. By the way, that's fine. I don't judge anybody. Here's my punchline. Be a good person.
That's good. That's good. So shifting gears a little bit with VaynerMedia, VaynerSports, your own team, Team Gary.
Yes.
A lot of stuff is coming out. You have vlogs almost every single day.
Yes.
You do the podcast, Ask GaryVee show.
Yes.
So a big part of that is delegation. So you at one point had to say, I need XYZ. I need to hire employees for this. So a lot of people who have personal brands who are expanding are hitting this wall, me personally, of how do I get help to further this? You know, I need more than just me. And so what was that one moment that you kind of had the aha moment of delegation, whether it was like filming for Wine Library?
That's never been a problem for me, ever, because I always think about building high key, right? And so I know that 83% of me or 64% of me is better than me not doing it all. There's no issue with delegation. Like, you guys know that you need to hire people, reinvest into your business, all that.
It's letting go of the creative, which is the hardest.
And for artists, they're so romantic and it's so subjective. I think there's too much ego. I think all of you have too much ego. I really do. Because what I'm excited about is if you let somebody else do something, you may learn something from how the audience responds to it. My big thing is I'm not scared. Like, what's the audience going to say? I'm ugly in that shot. I'm not funny in that shot. I was stupid. Like, it's all gonna work out. So I think the big thing for me, Sarah, is very simple. Is like, I think you need to trust your team because they may be right. And guess what? The only person that's right's the audience. And if you never try, you don't know.
That's good. That's good.
You know, and so I think a lot of people are missing, like, what if you were passionate about spaghetti, but you're best at, you know, meatballs? Or what if, like, you're super pretty person, but like the post that mattered was bad lighting and no makeup because it just made people feel like you were real for that 1 second. Like, they put you on a pedestal, but it's like nice to see a zit. Or, you know, like, I think about that stuff, you know, like I think about it.
That's good. Last question. What is something, like one story, one person, one aspect of crushing it that you want people to hear? What's something, you know, maybe they're on the fence. Why do I need this book? What's something you can share from it?
Honestly, I'm less worried about people like getting the book, like go to the library, steal it on like a BitTorrent. I really just want you to read it. Like, I mean it. Like, listen, I want you to buy 1,000 copies too. Like, I'm all over the place on that. That part doesn't excite me. What excites me is I wrote this book as much for you, who I think is very advanced, as I did for somebody who's never done anything on the internet. Meaning, for somebody who's never done, it's like time to try. Like, just make a 1 minute to the camera on your Instagram post about your thoughts on X. Period. Esports, WWE, like, I don't care. Jelly shoes from the 80s. Like, it's time. Number 2, and this is really for you, like, you don't even know how I feel about you doing this podcast. I have no idea how much or how little impact I have on you doing this podcast.
You had an impact.
I thought so because I'm pushing all of you so hard to do voice more than anybody. And I know you're gonna win. You're about to build a much bigger audience because a lot of people wanna watch your videos, but they're busy. And now that when they're on their treadmill or going to work, they're gonna listen to this, and they would have never watched this. It's a big deal. So for me, I wrote this book because I can't believe after where I was, even when you and I met, where I was on the pedestal of leadership on this genre, where I've gone in the last 15 months is a totally different plane. I'm in a totally different plane. 15 months ago, I would be noticed on the streets once every 2 or 3 days for a selfie. If I'm outside for a minute, I mean, I'm taking 34 selfies a day. I'm starting to get weird and kind of weirdly like, and I love it. I love the interaction. I'm starting to get
perspective. 2 years ago, we were almost at the same subscriber count, around 100,000, and now Gary is past 1 million. Congrats.
Thank you.
Crushing it.
But you know what's even more interesting, and I think this is why I think you're special? I think you're gonna win because you have something very real to say, and you're coming from a good place. Like, to me, I appreciate that. And metrics have some alluding to what's going on, but I'm much more, I look at metrics as width, right? Like how many, but depth. What makes me still spend time with you is I think you have depth. I have depth. Like, I don't think again, it was kind of like the Bezos and Zuckerberg thing. I don't think I'll ever have the most points, the most followers, like the most money, but depth, I think I have a shot, right? And through that depth, and so for me, I think that I'm just excited for you. Like, I think this book, and I don't even care if you read it, the energy of where I'm at right now is dragging you into new places. And if it's dragging you, well, then I'm off to the races. Because if I'm affecting you, you're about to affect a lot of other people.